Hi, welcome back to another edition of Max and Nicky 1000th Time Reactions,
where we react to a song after listening to it for our 1000th time.
We release 3 videos a day.
Every day.
So make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And turn on post notifications.
So you don't miss out on all this great content of ours. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to listen to right now, Max?
We're going to listen to Runaround Sue by Dion.
Sans Belmonts.
That's right. Or in French, Sans Belmonts.
Now, we have heard this song so many times. We love it. And in fact, we do a cover of it ourselves. And if you're interested in checking out that cover, we'll put the link to that in the description below.
That's right. By the way, well, we'll get into it later, but
if you're new to this channel, what we do on here is we listen to a song all the way through without stopping so we don't ruin the intention of the artist. Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk about it afterwards, talk about our reaction to it, discuss analysis and maybe some history behind it. And
if we should know the history behind it.
Yeah. Anyway, but before we get into all of that, just want to remind you all, as we usually do, that we have another YouTube channel called Max and Nicky, on which we perform oldies tunes like this one, jazz standards, and originals in that vein. And we also got comedy videos on there as well.
That's right, Nicky. Sorry, I was looking at some information on the song. But for right now, let us get to the song at hand, which is Runaround Sue
by Dion. Sans Belmonts.
That's right. I was trying to look at, there's another group that's backing him up on this, actually. I just forgot the name, but we'll talk about it in a bit.
For our 1000th time.
No, well, we're not talking about it for our 1000th time.
Sure, but we're listening to this song for our 1000th time.
Here we go. Runaround Sue. Sans Belmonts.
For our 1000th time.
Here we go.
Here's my story. It's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran around with every single guy in town. Hey, hey, whoa. Keep away from a runaround Sue, yeah. My missing lips and a smile on her face, the touch of her hand and this girl's warm embrace. So if you don't want to cry like I do, I'll keep away from a runaround Sue. Whoa. Sue goes out with other guys. Here's the moral and the story from the guy who knows. I fell in love and my love still grows. Ask any fool like she ever knew to say, I'll keep away from a runaround Sue. I play that yeah, keep away from this girl. I know what she'll do. Keep away from Sue. She likes to travel. She goes out with other guys. Here's the moral and a story from that guy who knows. I fell in love and my love still grows. Ask any fool like she ever knew to say, I'll keep away from a runaround Sue. Yeah, stay away from that girl. Don't you know what you do now? Whoa.
It's just the kind of song that makes you want to get up and dance.
You just want to get up and dance.
You see, we're dancing in our chairs here.
You know what's funny? This is right before the pandemic hit, actually. We were in a bar with our friend, and, you know, we love late 50s, early 60s music, and the song started playing in this bar we were at, and
everybody in the
bar started
along.
singing along. It was really a great moment, you know. I thought we'd be the only ones, but everyone knew it. You know?
I mean, it's a very popular song.
Sure,
you know,
sure,
I mean,
sure.
you know, it's actually interesting. I guess what, a Dion split from the Belmonts by this point, or what?
He did, and the other vocal group that is singing behind him are the Del Satins.
It's kind of interesting,
not to be confused with the Del Vikings.
In the second bridge section, the backing vocals, they're kind of doing something extra that I never noticed before.
Right. The first time they are singing, they're doing this, you know, harmony, but then it seems somebody's doing a more falsetto thing.
Or a woman comes in or something.
No, I don't think it's a woman, but yeah, it gets higher. There's a higher pitch that happens, and it gives it a little bit more of an extra something there that keeps it fresh.
If you guys aren't familiar, this is actually co-written by Ernie Maresca.
Maresca
was known for his hit song "Shout,"
right? Which also has
shout,
a kind
not "You Make Me Want to Shout," but "Shout, Shout,
knock yourself out,
knock yourself."
Know what I mean? Put another dime in the record machine.
Yeah,
it has a same kind of similar feel to the song. Actually, another thing.
Well, actually, in that song "Shout," he references "Runaround Sue" in it.
Oh, interesting.
Now, Dion has such a laid-back way of singing that, you know, the lyrics are originally...
I don't think this is laid back. He actually has a little bit of
No. Do you understand what I mean by that? Is like, the lyrics are, I guess I should have known it from the very start, but he says, it's like he doesn't even say the right lyrics, but it's just...
No, he
it's
does.
Almost like
he's
like,
it's just he's really feeling the rhythm here, I think.
Right, but that's what I mean by laid back. It's almost like he's so cool with it, you know?
Yeah, he's very cool with it. And there's a kind of a... So he has a little bit of raspiness at times that you can see his influence on rock and roll music, actually, you know? I mean, this is a real pop hit, but there's something rock and roll about it, too.
Well,
you know?
The Beatles were very influenced by Dion, and in fact, Dion is one of the singers that's on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
That's right. And it's kind of cool. You know, saxophone really was a big part of rock and roll music in the beginning.
And
then it kind of started to die out. I mean, people kind of brought it back a little bit later in the 70s.
In the 80s, especially, it became a big part of the 80s.
Well, 70s too. I mean, David Bowie had sax on it.
Sure, but the 80s, Duran used it a lot. You know, I mean, a lot of bands did.
I wouldn't.
You know,
I know
Spandau Ballet.
They recently got. Yeah, but would you call those rock tunes though?
Well, they're influenced by rock. I mean, they are to a degree. You know,
I guess.
It's the evolution of rock and roll.
Sure. I mean, what is rock really? I mean...
And there's that other song, what's it called? John Farnham. Whoa. That song is really good. That has saxophone, and I think...
actually, Bruce Springsteen has sax, obviously.
What is?
Bruce Springsteen has sax,
Or what about... Yeah, of course, famously. But what about the... there's that saxophone player in the movie The Lost Boys... That's really funny, right?
That's a funny scene.
That song is kind of good, actually, that they're playing in that movie.
I know, but it is pretty ridiculous, the imagery in that scene. But it just seemed like that was a kind of an essential part of the rock band, but then...
It was almost like this evolution from jazz, you know? Actually.
Yeah, or jump blues, actually. It was a big part of jump blues, you know? Yeah, so I feel like...
Well, actually, the way you would dance to this kind of song is almost like an evolution from swing music in a way, the way they would dance.
Right, well, jump blues has... People would swing dance to that stuff, you know? It was a danceable kind of thing, and you can see the influence on just rock and roll straight up on that, you know? And in fact, Dion actually, there's a song... He was influenced by a lot of R&B groups, actually, especially doo-wop. There's a song called "I Wonder Why," or is it called "I Wonder," or is it just?
I think it's "I Wonder Why." That's with Dion and the Belmonts.
Yeah, and I don't.
I think it's completely a cappella, right?
He would often go down to the Apollo. I think he grew up in the Bronx. I'm not totally sure, but and he would go down to Harlem to the Apollo Theater and check out the groups there playing, and he saw one, and I think he was specifically talking about the sax player that was playing, ripping into something, and he was going, one dum bum ba dum dum ba 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 da ba da ba da ba da ba da. He thought it was so cool, and he's like, I gotta I got to match that with the Belmonts. We got to do that in a vocal style. And he's like, he gave them an example, and I don't know if he was singing it exactly the same way as he heard it, but he did it, and that influenced that song actually.
Sure.
And it wasn't a doo-wop group necessarily. I think that again, it was a saxophone. I think.
Sure. Oh, by the way, we also do a cover of another Dion and the Belmont song, "Teenager in Love." If you want to check that out as well, same
Sure,
channel.
we'll put
Max
both
and
in
Nicky.
the description
Sure.
for you guys.
But I think that covers it with this song. It's a great song. We love dancing to it and singing along to it. And I hope you guys were singing along too while you're watching, and maybe even dancing to it. We'll put the link of our cover to this in the description below. If you like what you
And
heard,
the link to, as I said, the
to
link
Teenager
to
in Love.
Teenager in Love.
If you like what you heard and saw today, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications to find out about more Max and Nicky reaction videos.
Please keep tuning in.